This video is for the linear inequalities foldable. So we're still looking at linear inequalities and their solutions and just kind of what these things look like. We're just getting used to them. So we're going to start with graphs. So our first one here says write an inequality in two variables to represent the inequality graph to the left. So same thing with linear equations. We need to find the slope and we need to find the y-intercept. And so to find the slope, we need two nice pretty points. So one of those points is right here at our y-intercept. So we know our y-intercept is -3, okay? And then we need another nice pretty point. We'll just go right here. That's a good point. So we're going up 1 over 2. So our slope is up 1 over 2. And then our y-intercept is -3. Now we have to determine what inequality sign we need. So do we have a dashed or a solid line? And so I know it's hard to see in the video, but you should be able to tell on your page that this is a dashed line. And then is it shaded above or below? It's shaded above. And so the previous notes that we just did. So if we want a dashed line and we want shaded above, we need the greater than symbol. So our inequality is going to be y is greater than, okay, then our slope, 1/2, then our x, then our y-intercept, okay? So that sign that you use, just like linear equations, they always start with y equals. Well, these start with y, but then based on what the graph looks like, you have to pick the right inequality sign. All right, next we have a verbal description or a word problem. So Fairies Photos takes pictures and mounts them in memory capturing photo albums. They charge $10 per picture, so I know that's going to be important, plus a set fee of $20 for the album. Howard Studios is always higher than Fairies Photos. Write a function to represent the possible region of charges as a function of pictures for Howard Studio. This right here would confuse the tar out of me, okay? So all you need to focus on is write a function, okay? Write a function for this situation, okay? So here's what we know. We know per is a slope word. So we know our slope is going to be 10, okay? That means where it says plus a fee, that $20 is our y-intercept, okay? So now how are we writing this function? Write a function to represent the possible region. Okay, we don't need that. Region of charges as a function of pictures for Howard Studio. We have no information on Howard Studio. So Howard Studio is going to be our y. That's what we're going to start with. Okay, so Howard's is y, which means Fairies is going to be what my information on this side is about. So here's what it says. Howard Studio is always higher. So that means we're going to need the greater than symbol because it's not going to be greater than or equal to. It's always higher, so it's never going to be equal to. So Howard's or y is going to be greater than, okay, our slope, then the x, then our y-intercept. Word problems are probably the toughest of these situations to write an inequality for. All right, last one here, a table. It says formulate a linear inequality in two variables for which the points in the table would be a solution. So number one, we're going to graph these points. So -2, -8 is here. -1, -7 is here. Ooh. And then 1, 1 is here. And then 3, 5. So what we have to do is we have to write an inequality where these points would fall in the solution set. So I can draw a line anywhere above or below the points. So I could draw a line here and I could shade above the line. I can draw a line here and shade below the line. I get to make the line. So if I get to make the line, and I know I'm going to have to write an inequality for it, I want to pick some nice points for my line to go through. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the points -4, 0, and 0, 6. I'm going to use those to draw my line. just so I make sure that I get a good line that I can write an equation. As long as I have 2 points, I can draw a line and I can write an equation or an inequality for that line. Okay, so here's my line. And so my solution set is everything below that line. So this whole area, this is my solution set. All right. So everybody could get a different answer on this one. If they ask it to you in multiple choice and they give you options, graph the points that have to be in the solution. Then graph each line and see which one is correct. All right, so we have a solid line and we shaded below. So a solid line shaded below, we're going to use the less than or equal to symbol. So y is less than or equal to, let's find our slope. So from here to here, we're going up and over. So I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 6, over 4, which simplifies to 3 over 2. So that's my slope. There's my x. And then my y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is positive 6.